Rob, we cannot fucking hear you. Unmute your dumb ass.
All right, there we go. And welcome to Grinding the Axels. We are talking today about the Beverly Hills Cop 1 through 4 retrospect. And I am joined today by my old buddy, my old pal, my old chum, Mr. Crippled Cody. How you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. It's been a while since we've been together, my friend.
Yeah, you've been doing podcasts on your own lately, and do you always have yourself muted when you first start?
No, but the way I hold my, and it happens all the time. The way I hold my phone is I'm squeezing on the bottom part, and a lot of times it'll catch the mute button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't have a cool setup like where I can sit a laptop or anything. I do everything from my phone. So.
All right.
So
yeah, I'm doing all right.
You ready to get a banana in your tailpipe today, my friend?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Well, it's
dry.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about like our memories and what we thought about each one. So we will start with the 1984, the OG of them all. So what did first time you saw this? What was your first impressions of the original Beverly Hills Cop?
So when I was a kid, because I seen the first 3 when I was a kid, and I was born at the end of '86, and so by the time I watched any of them, they were all 3 available, to watch. I believe I seen them because my parents were trying to wean me off of horror movies a little bit. They were trying to show me like other things, and because at a very young age, at like 8 or 9 years old, I just became way too obsessed with horror movies. I don't know. I think they were listening to other people's bullshit about how that's not good for him and it's going to cause problems and turn into a psychopath and all that stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
But so then they tried to show me a few different movies, just try to catch my interest. And so Eddie Murphy movies caught my interest in general, and Beverly Hills Cop is that I like them. I don't know how to start it off. I somehow knew also at a young age that Eddie Murphy didn't take the role, because was they going to have him play Winston in Ghostbusters, the first one, or
I believe so. And the original cast to do Axel Foley was, well, I don't know if he was going to be Axel Foley, but it was Sylvester Stallone that was offered the role of the head detective. But Stallone wanted to make a straight action movie, and they kind of didn't want to go that direction because he rewrote like half of the script. So when Stallone couldn't kind of get his way, he bowed out, and then they decided to try Eddie Murphy, who had already auditioned for the role.
I see.
Cody, you are correct. He was going to be in Ghostbusters at first.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. See, I'm correct.
Yeah.
Not you. So yeah,
Sylvester Stallone too.
I mean, it turned out for the best because, Eddie Murphy kept the Beverly Hills Cop thing going for 10 years, and then here we are all these decades later, and he came back for it again. But Yeah, I don't think the movies would have had a soul. The franchise wouldn't have had a soul had Sylvester Stallone had his way with with what he wanted to do with it. Just a straight action film. Like, I don't know, we already had so many of those. You know, it,
Well, when he couldn't get his way with Beverly Hills Cop, that's why he made Cobra. So Cobra was kind of like the movie that he was looking for with Beverly Hills Cop.
I see. I see.
And there is a couple of connections to Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2 to Stallone. And I'm going to give the first one, since we're talking, the first one right now is the villain in Beverly Hills Cop, played by Steven Berkoff, ended up being the villain in Rambo First Blood Part 2 with Stallone.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of like there's a couple connections in Part 2 also to Stallone, but we'll get to that when we get to Part 2.
Yeah.
My go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know if I remember my very first memory or very first time that I watched the movies, but I remember liking them. Eddie Murphy's spirit that he always had in those movies caught on with me. He seemed like he was having a great time, and the movies were serious but yet fun and had great music, great soundtrack. All of them really do, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. They caught on with me, and I just started watching them, and then around that time, I think the Nutty Professor movies came out, and so I was just enjoying his movies left and right, really, as a child. So, but yeah, it was always Beverly Hills Cop, the franchise that I always liked the most.
Yeah, for me, my first Eddie Murphy experience was actually the last year of Saturday Night Live that he was on. And then, of course, 48 Hours came out after that, and he was a natural, like he was a natural actor the first time he entered movies. Of
Yeah.
course, when Beverly Hills Cop came out, I was 13 years old, and I actually went to see that at the theater. I was just telling my producer I seen the first 3 at the theater, so I'm kind of pissed that Part 4 didn't go to the theater a little bit, because I would have kept my streak going.
I really was hoping that the fourth movie that Netflix would put it on in theaters. I kind of, I mean, we'll get to it when we talk about the fourth one, but man, I do kind of wish Netflix. I almost wish Netflix wasn't the one that backed the movie and got the movie, because they're so fucking selfish on what they do with their movies. They hardly ever release them to be bought. You can't buy them, their movies physically. You can't buy them digitally. Usually, they usually hardly ever go to the theaters. It's just there's a good chance that the fourth one might always be a Netflix exclusive, and you might not be able to ever get it on anything else. So I don't know, but we'll talk about that more when we get to the fourth one. But yeah, this first one, it's a damn near perfect movie to me. I rewatched all of them right before the fourth one came out. What was it? Just about a month ago, month and a half ago, something
month
like
and a
that.
half ago, roughly. Yeah.
Yeah, and man, that first one just holds up so goddamn well. As long as you're a fan of Eddie Murphy's tactics and his antics and all that, like,
Yeah.
great. It's a great movie. I don't know, like I don't know what you could say about it, like that would be bad. Like, is there any negatives to it in your opinion? The first one?
No, I don't see any negatives. And me and my co-host from my other show, we actually did a review on Beverly Hills Cop a couple months ago, and we were saying the same thing that you just said. There's pretty much no negatives. There's no downtime. The movie doesn't slow up at all. So it's a great pace, great acted, great chemistry. That's the one I go back to the most, because their chemistry, with all the cops, even the second team, like when he's like, we're not going to follow banana in the tailpipe, like they seem so natural, like it's like a regular natural conversation. It doesn't seem like a movie. It seems like this is something that they really believe in what they're saying. So I go back to that as my main thing. Is I absolutely love the chemistry
Yeah, the
of
B
this
team,
scene. Go
the
ahead.
the B team, not the second
Yeah,
team, the B
the
team.
second team. The second team. We're the second team.
Why don't you raise your phone up a little bit? And right now we can only see the gap in your teeth. Like we got to see your eyes a little bit.
There we go. I'll take the glasses off.
There you go. Now we can see more of your entire face. You should have shaved before we did this episode.
Dude, this is the closest I can get with my razor.
Really? When's the
I
last
have
time
like
wait,
I have a blue blade.
we gotta take a little turn on this road real quick. When's the last time you changed a blade on your razor, Rob?
3 days ago, but I have a 3-blade and I need a 5-blade.
Do you not manage money well?
This is super thick when it grows in. Like a 3-blade ain't gonna do shit to it.
Oh, I see. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Like the chemistry, like you said, the chemistry is really great in the first one. Um, I actually would have been okay if they spent even just a little bit more time on the relationship between Axel and his friend who died. What was his name? Mikey?
Mikey.
Yeah, I would have been okay with just having an extra 5 minutes even, like, yeah, we got a few good minutes with them at the bar and, and all
Yeah.
that. And then the great setup of Axel getting knocked out and Mikey getting killed and all that, which sets up, the whole movie. But I would have been okay even with just a couple more minutes. Maybe not 5 extra minutes, but just a couple of more minutes. But yeah, other than that, like the movie's got good pacing. It's got a lot of good jokes in it. It ages well these days because it's got a lot of fag humor in it. Damon Wayans. I think it's Damon Wayans. Does he play a cameo?
Damon Wayans has that cameo.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you can have these bananas for free." He was wanting that Axel cock, wasn't he?
He wanted to stick his banana in Axel.
Mm-hmm. And then they had the guy Serge or whatever the fuck. That guy's gay in real life. I seen an interview with him, and
I mean that whole scene still holds up. But he goes to the art gallery. He's like, well. He's like,
yeah, that's my point. Like, yeah, and that's my point. Like most of the movies still really holds up. And also like. I mean, and you said I don't have to censor myself whatsoever on this show. So like now, because of the current like social and political climate that we live in these days, right now my favorite scene in the first Beverly Hills Cop is when Axel tries to get a room at the hotel. And he starts talking about that he's what did he say? He's a interviewer.
Interview for Rolling Stone magazine.
Yeah, for Rolling Stone magazine.
With Michael Jackson.
And he basically said what? He basically asked if there was no niggers allowed in this hotel. I can't remember exactly what the joke was, but the way he said it in the movie was fucking great. And because when I rewatched these movies just a couple of months ago, I laughed so fucking hard. It's not that I forgot. It's not that I forgot that part, but now that we're living in that time period where, you can't say shit like that, like that stuff like that really makes me laugh these days because of that shit. So yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie right now.
He said the quote was, if I remember correctly, he said, I was going to call Michael Jackson can sit on the top of the world as long as he doesn't sit in Beverly Palms Hotel because there's no niggers allowed in there.
Yeah, that there it is. That was the quote. Yeah, that's one of the funniest scenes in the whole fucking movie nowadays in 2024. But the movie is perfectly paced. It's paced very perfectly. You don't get too much over the top action and it just builds up, and there's a great finale at Victor Maitland's his place, his house, his mansion, and yeah, the movie's damn near perfect. I don't know what to say about it. Like the first one is the best one.
When I watched it maybe a couple of weeks ago, I'm a big fan of Breaking Bad, and I forgot the guy who plays Mike Armistra. He actually started in 48 Hours, and then also did Beverly Hills Cop. He plays the hitman for Victor Maitland, his sidekick.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, wow, like, and his voice is still the same to this day. Like, it's it's crazy when you rewatch old movies and you see like people that you see even in like pop culture today still like acting. And like you said, like 40 years later, here we are still talking about Axel Foley. It's incredible, Eddie Murphy's career over the years. I
Yeah.
mean, we could do another show talking about like other movies, like you said, Nutty Professor or The Golden Child. Like, I love The Golden Child. Like, but this is always going to be the go-to Eddie Murphy franchise in even movie, like just Beverly Hills Cop. I could live the rest of my life watching Beverly Hills Cop, and I would never get bored of it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's not my most favorite movie of all time, but it's definitely one of my favorite film franchises.
Yes.
Uh, so yeah, that's the first one. I don't have much else that I can think of that I want to say about the first one. Yeah, pretty perfect characters, perfect pacing, and I like that they didn't immediately get the chemistry between Taggart, Rosewood, and Foley, and there's a
Yeah.
little turmoil there for a little bit of the movie first before so it felt natural. They went to the strip club and then that all happened where they took out the crooks there, and there's some nice titties and that strip club scene. That's for goddamn sure. And yeah, Victor Maitland was a great villain, and his sidekick that or whatever that guy was, he was a good villain, and and the blonde girl, fuck, what was her name?
Jenny Summers.
Yeah, she was good in the movie, and
Yeah. I
I
would
don't
like
know.
to hear more about their relationship too, because that when they're talking in the bar with him and his friend who gets killed, Mikey, they talk like, "Oh, I work for Jenny Summers." He's like, "Oh, Jenny Summers, I haven't seen her forever." So obviously, like their relationship goes back a long time, all three of them,
Yeah,
and I think we get to see more of Mikey's relationship than we do Jenny, because Jenny's kind of thrown into this. Well, Mikey's dead, so we don't really get to hear about like how they were friends and where they grew up, and like, at
yeah.
least
I mean,
Mikey had a little bit of explanation, at least behind his. But
for all we know, maybe Jenny Summers got some of that black Axel cock. Maybe,
yeah,
maybe she got some. I don't fucking know. But
I
no,
think
it seemed all platonic though. It didn't seem
yeah.
any kind of.
But the
Yeah,
only thing else I can say about one is I love how much of a bullshitter Axel Foley is too. Like he can work himself into any situation. Like the scene when he goes to the plant where they have the box, and he walks in and says he's like from, was he says from oh god, he's talking about the crate that came in and how he finds out like everything that's going on, all the stuff that goes in and out of this place just by saying about the cigarette. He goes like, "Hey man, do you have a cigarette?" He's like, "Is he
yeah,
possible? You're the one that's fucking trouble." Like he bullshits himself into so many situations, and I think he does that in the first couple of movies too. He does a
yeah.
couple.
I'd say the first two is definitely, feels the same as far as the comedy and how Axel is and all that shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's some really good moments there, and that's the thing that with the first one, there's hardly like, there's a lot more hits with the jokes than misses. I can't really think of hardly anything off the top of my head that's a miss in the first Beverly Hills Cop as far as jokes or the humor in it or anything really
Not
goes.
at all. I think they all pretty much hit, and I think they still, like you said earlier, they all the jokes still stand up today. Like you still laugh at them, even though then they're coming.
Yep,
Yeah. So
yep. So that's the first one.
yeah. I mean, like you said, I think this is a near perfect movie. So I'm gonna give this a 5 star out of 5 star.
Yeah, me too. I didn't know we were doing that, but yeah, I'd give it a 5 stars. Five
So
black guys out of black guys.
yes, I wish Eddie Murphy stuck to his guns after 3 and then continued. I would love to see like 8 Beverly Hills Cop movies. I don't know about you, but
See, I disagree with that because I mean, there's so many other franchises where we get a bunch, and what franchise can you say the quality stuck by it? You know, like hardly none of them. I mean,
I,
you
I I agree with you. But I think Eddie Murphy is such a perfectionist when it comes to his character development. I think he would, if he decided to go with it. I think we could have got like at least 6 or 7, but yeah, maybe over time the jokes would get stale and his characters. Maybe it was smart that he did take the 30 years off between movies, but
yeah, yeah, we'll
we'll
get to
never
that,
know.
but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I thought there was a discussion. I thought I heard about a rumor that they tried to get him to do a TV series, but
Yeah,
what they
it
shoot
was
a pilot for it.
it was supposed to be Michael B. Jordan was supposed to play Axel's son, the one that plays in Creed.
Okay.
The one that plays Rocky's protege in Creed. He was supposed to play like Axel Foley Jr. or something like that, and Axel was only gonna be sparing, like he was gonna be almost more of a background character. Eddie Murphy.
Is that the reason why Eddie Murphy didn't want to do it?
I don't know. I just don't think it ever developed because Michael B. Jordan now does directing, so maybe his schedule just got too busy, and maybe they just couldn't work something out together. So I know it fell through pretty quickly, but that
Yeah,
was the idea behind it.
probably for the best. I mean, look at Freddy's Nightmares. Does everybody like really have fond memories of Freddy's Nightmares?
No,
Exactly. So it's probably best that that they never really did a TV series for Beverly Hills Cop. I don't think it really could have worked, honestly. Again, it would have fell on its face eventually. Yeah, we would have
yeah,
gotten more moments, but how many good moments? You know what I mean?
no, you took the words right out of my head because yeah, how many great moments would we get? I'd rather have less great moments than than the great moments we have, and then kind of like lamer moments. So,
Who is this Colonel White Studios? Is this like a white supremacist guy or something? He run the KKK or podcasting or some shit? Who is
I
this?
have no, I have not a clue.
Producer, who is this Colonel White Studios? Do you know?
I have absolutely no idea.
I did promote this on some of my groups, so I
Okay.
did say it was a live interactive chat. So
Okay. I love how 20 minutes later we're just now getting to the white supremacists comments to put on screen. Hey
That's
Colonel,
my
let us
fault. I caught it late.
that's all right. I forgive you this time. Um Hey, Colonel, let us know. Are you white supremacists? Are you run a KKK podcasting? I just let me know. Ain't no judgment here, buddy. Just let us know. Anyway,
yeah, there's no prejudice when Axel Foley's around.
yeah, I just want to know. I'm not gonna get it shut. I'm not gonna try to get it shut down or anything. But like, hey, if it ain't white, it ain't right. According to the Colonel, supposedly, right? Anyway,
Oh, so Mr. Producer, do you have that poster for Beverly Hills Cop 2?
see, now I
So
just want to say real quick, I like this poster better. Like, if we're talking about just posters, this right here is the definitive Axel Foley Beverly Hills Cop poster out of all four of them so far.
yes, I agree.
Like, this is the one you think. Put that back up real quick. This is the one you think of, like that will come to your head first. I think for most people when you think of the Beverly Hills Cop franchise,
Yeah,
because he just looks much more confident in this one, and it's a better background, and he doesn't look as anorexic as he did in the first one. Not that he looked unhealthy in the first one. Yeah, like right there, he looks a little unsure. Looks like
yeah.
he just graduated high school and maybe he stole that gun or something. But this one, he got a gun permit, right? He's an actual car. He's got the jacket and this poster. And the
Well,
other one, he's just wearing like a sweatshirt.
he did commit a crime or two when he was a kid. He does say that in part
That's
two.
right. That's right.
So maybe he did steal that gun in the first poster.
Maybe. You never know.
But the one thing I forgot to mention for part 1, but it actually is relevant for 1, 2, and 3. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Producer, but the guy who plays Axel's boss, um, he only did these 3 movies as an actor. I believe I'm right on that. He only
I
did Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and after 3, when he gets killed, he never acted again.
I believe I heard the same thing because I think while the producer gets his dick out of his hand real quick, I believe that that Inspector Todd, I think he was an actual real police officer or sergeant of some sort, and they just got him in the movie.
Sorry, it's a lot to take out of my hand before I can do this. So yes, I will double check that and check it.
And then jack it. Yeah, I got it. Um,
That's why I have no camera on.
He's
anyway,
playing with his banana in his tailpipe.
yeah. So yeah, let's talk about the second one a little bit.
So the second one picks up a couple years later. You know, he's still friends with the guys in Beverly Hills. You see a conversation between him and the Captain Bogomil about this trip they're supposed to have, and Bogomil's up to his knees in this alphabet crime. And I find the premise of this movie really good. Like we pick up right away with Bridget Nielsen and her gang of thugs, you know, breaking into was it Adriana's, jewelry, and right away you're kind of like what's going on here, like because the first movie didn't start like that. Like the first movie eased into that first big moment, like when Mikey got killed. This one starts off right in your face, and I was already hooked right from the beginning because I'm a Bridget Nielsen person. She's hot as fuck.
I mean, well, first of all, you're a pervert because she's taller than you,
Yeah.
and second of all, I wouldn't say. I mean, the first one started off with that big chase, that big truck
Yeah,
chase.
with the cigarette truck. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that wasn't high stakes, or it just felt like a fun scene to have a song go along to. But I wouldn't say that the first one starts off boring or anything. But yeah,
Not
this
bo-
one,
I didn't mean boring. I just meant like where the stakes get high. You know, like right away we're thrown into this burglary, and we're all wondering what the hell's going on. Like, because there's no warning about this. At least with Mikey, you saw that they knocked out Axel, and then they had a conversation with Mikey. You almost kind of think they're gonna let Mikey go as long as he doesn't go back to. Because he says, if you ever come back again, if you ever come back, so that was to me was like, don't come back to LA and you'll be all right. And then they kill him. So that was like a climatic moment. This one starts off right at the climatic moment.
Rob, do you never look at the actual screen? We've had something up on the screen for like minutes at this point, and you're just like babbling on.
Yes, the guy who played Inspector Todd was only in 3 movies, the 3 Beverly Hills Cops.
Now, before you click off, what is this that I'm seeing off to the side? The Princess Peach, and who is that? Is that the blonde girl that plays her?
No, that's that girl that was in that new Road Warrior type movie.
Oh,
But this is IMDb, so it's just ads. That's all
okay,
it is.
all right. Well, I was more fixed with that ad, and go up a little bit, bit, all the way up.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that alien Rob. That's what it looked like when Rob's ex-wife used to sit on his face. It was like the grabber on the face, like that. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
All right, but there you go. Just to show you guys were correct, it was 3 movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't really see me right now, so there we go.
I know. Believe me, our viewers can notice that too.
Dude, last time we talked, my vision wasn't this bad, so I'm legally blind in this eye right now.
Oh, okay.
So, what were we talking about? We were talking about the jewelry scene. So when you said you saw pretty much all these around the same time because you were watching these after 3. What was your first impression of Beverly Hills Cop 2?
I felt like, and I don't mean this as a bad thing. I felt like that, like the second one was just basically like I almost viewed 1 and 2 as one continuous like long movie. Like I don't really view it like that now, like as an adult, but back then I would always watch them both together. You know what I mean? And I would always fantasize about, like, I guess what today you would call it a fan edit, where you would edit out the credits on one and just tack on the second one. And
Yeah.
nowadays my attention is really different. I'd much more prefer shorter movies. But yeah, back then I didn't have much to do. And so yeah, I kind of saw back then as a kid the second one almost on the same level as the first one. Nowadays, I see it a tiny bit different. The chemistry is still damn near perfect. The humor, the jokes, almost all of that is damn near perfect and on point. But I gotta disagree with you on the motive of the criminals, the plot, and all of that. It doesn't feel personable. I mean, it is personable to a certain extent for Axel because Bogomil got shot, but they didn't kill him. And that confused. I wonder if they should have just killed him because he never came back. Never came back
Yeah.
for the third one. Definitely, is he the actor dead now? Is it
I think Ronnie Cox is dead.
okay? But yeah, I wonder if there was anything. Was there ever anything, producer? Maybe you could take your dick out of your hand again and look this up real quick.
I think he might have been doing RoboCop at that time.
Okay, no. But I'm saying, I wonder if there was. I wonder if
Ronnie
there was.
Cox is alive.
Oh,
Okay.
is he okay?
Yes,
But
he's 86.
Was he doing RoboCop at the same time?
Let's see here.
Well, while you're looking at that, was there any reason given why the producers or the writers said no, we're not going to kill him or his character, we're just going to put him in the hospital? Because here's the thing, wouldn't it have been better had Bogomil been killed, and then that would have been a more, you know what I mean? It just compared to the first one and Mikey getting killed, and that's Axel's big reason to come to Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like I do get it. Like Axel, they're buddies by this point in '87, and he wants to go to Beverly Hills to solve the alphabet crimes and all that shit and figure out who tried to kill Bogomil and all that. But wouldn't it have been better had they just killed him? Like I'm just imagine that. Wouldn't that movie have felt so much more personal if they would have actually killed him?
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he was missing in the new one too.
yes, like, and then they made no mention of him. At least with Inspector Todd in the fourth one, they made reference to him and they showed him in a picture, like in a portrait or whatever. So
They still had that picture in part 4, though.
huh?
They still had that picture in part 4, though. That same one he looks at in part 2. He still has that same picture in part 4.
Of Bogomil?
No, Axel.
Well, yeah, of who?
No, when Axel goes to Beverly Hills in part 4, remember he goes to Billy's office. Inside Billy's office is a picture of that same picture.
They threw a lot of nostalgia from the first two movies in there.
Maybe
and to answer your question, Ronnie Cox was working on RoboCop during Beverly Hills Cop 2. That's why he wasn't in the second one as much. That's why his character got hurt.
Okay, so that's what it was.
Yep.
I don't know. I think that's, and then I don't know. I will say, like, okay, I get it. It makes your cock rock hard. Bridget Wilson or whatever the fuck her name is, 7 foot, 8 foot tall, could trample you. Yeah, her. And that a lot of you perverts jerk off to that shit. I get it, but I don't know. Like the criminals, the motive, the alphabet murder, like it was cool, but it just wasn't as good as the first one. And I don't know, like and then there was that little subplot where I forgot the character's name, but the Quantum Leap guy, the one that always had Ziggy up his asshole,
Yeah.
They like, what was with that? They didn't flesh out that story at all. They just, you just kind of got jumped right into the whole like, well, he's the problem, so we got to take care of it. And Bridget Wilson was like, well, I played basketball better than he played basketball. You just set him in on a Quantum Leap show, it's something like that. And then they kill him. Like, that almost felt like filler. Like, what was the whole fucking point of that? Like, did I miss something?
I mean, they were just showing that he was kind of incompetent. That's all. And that I think eventually everybody was going to get killed, like at the racetrack, where she kind of wipes out pretty much all of them because it was just going to be her and Dent. And I think Dent would have probably killed her. I think Dent wanted everything for himself, but he was too much of a a pussy to do it himself. So of course Bridget Nielsen's this like sharpshooter, and as you see at the gun club, she's amazing on that, like her shooting technique.
Yeah.
So he hires her.
She probably shoots 3-pointers pretty good too.
She probably likes her someone with banana in her tailpipe too.
If she was in her prime, in today's world, do you think people would have like accused her of being a tranny trying to invade the WNBA or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
And by the way, Mr. Mahoney, that's your other Stallone connection.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
My other Stallone mention is the Cobra. In Billy's room, there's a picture of Cobra. And also when he blows up the truck with the rocket launcher, Taggart says, "Fuck Rambo."
But you're missing one. He was actually married to Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah, Stallone was married to Brigitte Nielsen at the time.
Oh, okay. So. God damn. Can you imagine like the real life fights between them two? How that would go?
I know, huh?
Jesus Christ.
She looks like she could probably hold her own in a fight too.
And again, like if some of these actors were in their prime in today's world, the social media age, like God knows what we'd be hearing about their personal lives, you know?
Yeah.
But
I know, like back then you had to find out everything by newspaper, like so.
Yeah. You know. Back then no one really cared about other people's business, you know? The society wasn't pussified back then like it is now. But no, like so that to me, that's the only thing about part 2 that's a little meh. It's the main group of main group of criminals and their motives and what are they doing? Why are they doing this? Like it didn't feel like it was quite on par with the first one's main plot. But other than that, there's better chemistry between, you know, Taggart, Rosewood, and Foley in the second one. I would actually argue there's probably better jokes in the second one.
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah.
And I love the character development of Billy Rosewood. Billy Rosewood, you know, he's more timid in part 1. Like finally at the end, he's all in. But part 2, he is kind of like he has that Rambo mentality, like go 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 go, and like they keep saying, "Man, Billy, we gotta talk."
I mean, a big fun moment was when they went to his apartment and he just like he had nothing but plants everywhere and guns everywhere.
Yes,
and a turtle.
and Taggart says, "Billy's kind of out there, isn't he, Axel?" He's like, "Yeah, Billy's fucked up."
I think another thing that makes the second one interesting is all of the cameos. My God, I mean, you know, what was it? Hugh Hefner played as a cameo. They actually went to the actual Playboy Mansion, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and who else? Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried, yep.
Who's the guy that got bitch smacked by Will Smith? Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, but yeah, Chris Rock played the parking attendant.
Yeah, so there were some decent cameos, and it's not really all that distracting because you know they didn't like hijack any scenes or anything. They were just kind of there, kind of like Damon Wayans in the very first one.
Yeah, I think Eddie Murphy wanted to develop younger actors a lot of times, so he would throw them in, kind of like in Harlem Nights. He had Arsenio Hall in there in the movie. So he would do that a lot in his movies. You would find like a spot cameo, like trying to think of that other. Dave Chappelle has been in the Eddie Murphy movie.
Rob, lift up your camera. Jesus, there we go.
I know. I get tired and I just go like this a little bit.
Yeah, no, like Jesus Christ. I mean, shit. I might as well just be all like, yeah. I got what you mean. Hey, Mr. Producer, how's this look? Does this look good? You know, like
looks just fine. I can see it.
Okay. But no, it's just. Oh, was he? I could hear him jerking it. Did you hear him jerking it? Yeah, I heard a fucking noise. Oh, God, our producer is jerking it while we're doing the show. God damn. And he's like, "Oh shit! I hit the wrong button. Oh shit!" And that's okay. You dropped the lotion. I understand. But no, it's second one.
Place the lotion in the basket.
And no, that's I mean the second one, I will say it doesn't bring anything new to the table. Like it
No.
doesn't. But I personally, and that's a matter of opinion. Like some people would consider that a bad thing. I don't. I consider it a good thing. I mean, it's also one of the big reasons why I don't have a problem with Ghostbusters too. Because a lot of people say it felt like the first one. It didn't bring anything new to the table, and it's like, well, but isn't that what we wanted? I mean, in today's world, that's kind of what we want all over again. Nostalgia, but at the same time, a new movie. So it's like, and it's got to be difficult.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, guys, but you were talking about cameos. There was one good one in there. Eddie Murphy had his uncle Ray Murphy in there, who Eddie says is the funniest guy he's ever known in his life.
What part did he play?
Here, I could show you. You might recognize when you see him.
Don't get his copyright struck or anything.
No. But there's his Uncle Ray right there.
But what he was in the second Beverly Hills Cop?
Correct. Yes. Here, I'll get some bigger pictures, but there you go.
I'm not yet recognizing what part he was in.
Okay.
I will get that part for you.
Yep. 1 second here.
Hurry the fuck up.
I'm going. I'm working. Hang on.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so he played Uncle Ray. Uncle Ray played Uncle Ray.
In the second movie?
Yeah, right here. Yeah, see, Chris Rock, you were right about that. It's at the Playboy Mansion. But yeah, Ray Murphy Sr. played Uncle Ray in the movie.
Click on the picture, maybe, because I can't see it right from here.
Okay. So this is see, that's what he would have looked like then.
No, I'm not yet remembering the scene that he was in from the second movie. I don't know.
I'll see if I can do some snooping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put your dick down for a minute and do some snooping for us. Is Steve single? Like, I gotta know now. Is our producer single? Because
I'm not sure.
He sounds like a single man. And I mean, I'm not judging. I'm a single man. You're a single man. You got rid of the alien grabber on your face. Right? You're a single man now. But
I'm actually dating Rosie Palm.
Oh, that was a great answer. That was good. Yeah. Good. But anyway,
I'm dating Jenny Summers. I'm dating her.
Oh yeah, that was equally as funny. Anyway, the second one, I'm not going to give the second one a perfect score because it didn't do anything new, or the comedy and the chemistry. I would say if there was one thing that was slightly better, it was the chemistry. I would say that the chemistry was at its most peak between the trio. In the second one.
I agree.
But that's it. The comedy is on par with the first one. Yeah, there's a couple of funnier jokes, but nothing revolutionary and nothing. It's still Axel Foley being Axel Foley as the character, and it's still the same.
No, I get it because there's like the scene with the strip bar in part one, and then you have a scene in the strip bar in part two. So yeah, there's a lot of similarities between 1 and 2.
Yeah. And not that I have a problem that they went back to a strip club, and they went to a different one in the second one, and there was a different joke in there that Axel said that what did he say? Taggart was the mayor.
He was the former president Gerald Ford.
Okay, yeah. So that was kind of funny, but I don't know. Like overall, there's nothing wrong or bad with the second one. I just don't think it came off as lightning in a bottle like the first one did. Like I said, so I'd probably rank the second one. I'm gonna say probably, we can go halves, right? I'm gonna say a 4.5, like 4.5. We'll just say for the second one. I'm only giving it the 4.5 and not a 5 because, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the alphabet stuff. I mean, you could say
were a little confusing because it took me a long time to realize that the city deposit was C and D because city deposit. Because I kept saying for years, what was fucking D? Because city, there was Andreas, the jewelry store. Then there's Bogomil, he was the B, and then C was City Deposit, and then they go right to Imperium Fields, and I'm like, where the fuck is D? And then I'm like, wait a minute, City Deposit. Maybe that's C and D because, the initials of CD.
I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't bad or anything. It just didn't strike. It wasn't like it wasn't as great as the first one. That's
Well, we missed another kind of cameo. The guy with the watches. His brother is the guy from the first one, from the Lucky Strikes cigarette bust.
Oh
You're
yeah.
the guy with the fucking cigarettes, remember? You're the guy with the fucking cigarettes.
Yeah, no, that was a good little callback to the first one. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like the first two kind of feel intertwined in a lot of ways, you know. But yeah, I mean the finale I would say is just as good as the first one. But again, I think like the final kill on Maitland in the first one was a more satisfying. Like, yeah, you got him. And then the second one,
Eddie Murphy doesn't even kill the final victim. It was Taggart that killed Bridget Nielsen's character.
yeah, and it just says women, which we can all relate to that. But yeah, because wasn't it Axel that shot the dude in the car? Right, he shot him through the car, which that was a pussy ass way of dying. And then she, but that's the thing. They're high class criminals but yet she didn't see Taggart coming up from the side. I don't know. It's just like, I get it. You're supposed to suspend disbelief when you're watching these movies, and that's fine. But like I said, the greatest thing about the second one is the chemistry and the character development. And I do agree. Like Billy is just enough off his hinges in the second one to make it better than the first. Because you're right, he was like a timid little bitch boy in the first one. So.
Yeah, and then I like the ending when they finally stand up to the new chief, like, and they're swearing, and Axel's so proud. Like you can see Axel's so proud that this is something they wouldn't have done years ago. But they're becoming more and more like Axel every day because of they swore at him, and when you get your head out of your ass, like you see Axel is just like has a giant fucking smirk, like I love these guys.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I give this one 4.5 for sure.
I'll be there right with you. 4.5 for me too. I think the only gripe I had was kind of the same as you as the ending was. If you're gonna make a movie about Beverly Hills Cop and he's the one that your main character is, he's the one that should make the final kill. I would have preferred Taggart killed Dent and Axel killed the big bitch that he used to call her.
That's a big bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have preferred that ending.
So. Yeah, that probably. I mean, yeah, because she's the one. Wasn't she the one that shot Bogomil?
Yeah, she's the one that shot Bogomil. And that's the reason he came over there, was to avenge Bogomil's almost death.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, like they missed a couple of opportunities, I think, in the second one, but it could have been worse. It could have been the third one.
I'm going to end it with this. Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo. Now say
yeah.
That was kind of funny because like Billy hit him perfectly at the perfect time.
And the look on Billy's face when he hit him too, he was almost like, I can't believe I did that. Like, yeah. There's some definitely really good moments in the second one. I don't know. It's a great movie. Just almost as great as the first one.
I think if they took a little bit more time on the ending, I think this could have been exactly on par with the 5. But
also before I forget, the action was probably better in the second one. They did have more action. It was more louder, more explosions. So yeah, it was more of an action movie, the second one. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think that the action outweighed the comedy and the chemistry and the character development or anything like that. It had better action, and I don't know. It's just it was a pretty great sequel, honestly. 4.5.
So, Mr. Producer, do you have the poster for Beverly Hills Cop 3? There we are.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about this poster while we're talking about posters?
I mean, this looks like Eddie Murphy's just saying, yeah, I came back for the money. Like he doesn't, like, you know what I mean? Like he kind of has this I'm over it look in this poster. Like he's like, oh fuck it, one last hurrah type of look on his but yeah,
He
yeah,
probably got
that
that
one's
after the last one.
he's a little unconfident in this one. The second one, he's got full confidence. He's like, he could fuck everybody in your family, every female in your family in the second. But this one, he's like, well, I already got all the pussy I want. What else is there to do? That's what that's what the third one is. But yeah, no. So I want to start off with my thoughts on the third one because I got a lot of thoughts on the third one. Much like everyone else would probably agree with this, but the third one is the most frustrating entry in the movie. And for me, or in the franchise, I'm sorry. And for me, the reason why the third one is so goddamn frustrating because I actually fucking love the opening to the third one. I love the opening. I love the setup. I love that they did something just as more personal, if not more personal, to Axel than the first. Like his Inspector Todd got killed.
The guy who's put up with him for his whole life.
Yeah, so like that's a great setup. That was a great setup, and it might actually be one of my top favorite setups in all four of the movies. Is Inspector Todd getting killed, and like he wants to go find that fucking guy who killed Inspector Todd. Killed him right in front of him. And the first one, he got knocked out. Didn't seem like he get shot in the head, but in the third one, he watched Inspector Todd get killed.
Yes.
So like it was more personable. So yeah, the setup in the third one might be my favorite out of all four of them. But God damn it, the whole movie almost falls short of anywhere close to the first and second one. You know, the guy who played Taggart didn't come back. Well, was he retired at this point, or did they just have creative differences? Maybe does someone know?
Well, I know he in the script said he was like his character was retired and lived in Florida or something, but I think he might have been like out of acting at some point before that. So maybe he just didn't want to come back at all.
Okay. Yeah. Man, it just and that the movie does suffer a little bit because Taggart's not in it. Like, what's his name? Judge Reinhold, who does Billy Rosewood. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but
right.
Rosewood, he's just as good. You know, if anything, his character developed even more in the third one because, like, he's still a little bit of a loose cannon, but now he's a little bit more of a mature loose cannon. He's a little bit more like in charge. He's the JJJDDOCCCJJ, whatever.
Yeah, what does Axel call it? The JJC?
The DDOJJC. So yeah, like Rosewood was great still. I didn't mind most of the other characters. I personally don't have a problem with the villain. I mean, I kind of liked that he acted all like happy and fun because he was the owner of a theme park. So it kind of made sense that he came off as a goody two shoes.
Yeah.
So, but everything in between, you know, the humor wasn't really there. The character of Axel just wasn't. He didn't come off as Axel Foley in this one. He came off like it felt more like again another 48 Hours movie almost, like because 48 Hours is a little bit more serious than Beverly Hills Cop. So like his.
Oops, sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. You were talking about Ronnie Cox, why he didn't come back in the third movie, correct?
Yeah.
He that was the one that played Taggart.
Oh, the Taggart.
John something.
Well, I can tell you, Ronnie Cox didn't come back because of scheduling conflicts for the third one. And then to get ahead of you, the fourth one, the reason he wasn't in, the new one, is because the people that were writing the movie thought he passed away, but he's still alive. So that's why he wasn't in it.
Wow.
That is kind of fucking hilarious.
So there you go. I have spoken.
What about the guy who played Taggart? You found out why he wasn't in part 3?
Yeah, after you bust another nut, can you find out why Taggart wasn't the guy who played Taggart wasn't in
I think it's John something.
I'm on it.
Okay.
I heard it. I heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah. I heard it through my computer speaker. But no, man, there's just so much that just wasn't. I didn't enjoy Wonder Willy World or whatever the fuck that faggot ass
Wonder World.
theme park was
I
called.
have some things to say about Wonder World.
Yeah, just the action. I will say the action was okay in this movie. The action scenes and the fight scenes and the shootouts, those were okay.
Yeah, the broken. Remember when the thing breaks on those two kids and Axel has to jump? I thought that was a cool scene.
Well,
Go ahead.
Okay, now John Ashton, who played Taggart, was not in the third movie because of a straightforward reason. He wanted too much money to reprise his role, and they said, "Nope, Eddie Murphy wants all the money." So,
oh wow! And now he's back to jacking off. Okay, yeah. Man, that is something. He wanted too much money to be in the movie. Holy shit. Wow, and then that kind of makes me wonder, like, well, then you were dealing with Netflix money for the fourth one, so that and they got it back for the fourth one, but yeah, I don't even know, like, if they even did get Taggart back for the third one. I don't even know if it could have made it even better, any better at all. Like, just the script was just so lifeless. It didn't have that spark as the first two did.
They tried to fill in with the guy who played Flint. They tried to get that chemistry with Flint instead, but he's a great actor. I can't remember his name, but he's been in a lot of movies, but he just didn't fit into this movie.
Well, and then the way he was written was half the time it made you wonder if he was like in on it or not, like in on the crimes.
Yeah, like when Eddie Murphy jumped out of the car, he's like, and when I catch him, I'm gonna kill him. Like they were making us believe that he was like paid off. Yeah.
So like, God, and because like the first two Beverly Hills Cop movies, they're buddy cop movies, right? Like that's the subgenre these movies are, and the third one just doesn't feel like a buddy cop movie. It feels. God, it felt like a made-for-TV movie almost. Like it just
took the words right out of my mouth. And
God damn!
That's what I was gonna say about Wonder World. Is I don't mind an amusement park setting. I don't, but the whole movie is pretty much in this theme park. There's no chase scenes like in part 1 and 2. They got away from the formula that made Beverly Hills Cop. Fun, chase scenes, laughs, cameos. There's really not a lot of cameos except for Surge. Surge is in it. And I think the guy who was in Creepshow 2, with the wooden Indian, the guy who had the wooden Indian, he has a small scene in the restaurant when they're talking about the owner of the theme park getting shot. He goes, what kind of animal would do that? I can't remember his name, but he was. I remember him from Creepshow 2.
I don't know. It just I can't. Like I almost struggle to half the time want to watch the third one, and the guy who plays Surge, it was almost pointless. Like it was so weird having him go from a character that was working at an art gallery to a character that was selling high weapons.
Weapons to make you look fashionable.
Yeah, like that was almost like a huge departure from what you thought of with Surge, from the first one. Yeah. And like he just wasn't. I don't know. He wasn't funny in the third one. Like
I did like how he goes. He mentions how Axel shot his old art gallery owner.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's just there was so much wasted opportunities, I think, with this movie. And like Colonel White Supremacist said in the chat, part 3 was just a cash grab. And yeah, I believe I agree with this white hooded bastard. It is. It's part 3 is a cash grab. It really is.
It is. And like you, I went into this with high hopes, and like you, I really enjoyed the beginning. But once we developed that we're going to Beverly Hills again, even that scene when he gets to the police station and he's talking to the automated thing, it was forced jokes. He's like, sing your Billy, say blues. He's trying to talk to the thing. It's like, it's an automated thing, right? And it can't respond. And you're like, Le Crayon, and try to make stupid jokes towards this. And I'm like, this is a pointless scene. Like, I would have rather have him got arrested again. And then when they saw who he was, oh my God, you're the Axel Foley that people talk about. Like, I would have rather have that kind of intro to Beverly Hills.
And then also, like, fuck, I don't even know what I was gonna say. I don't know. It was the music's not good. Like the old the Axel Foley theme, it was remixed in a really weird, stupid way, and for the third one, I just didn't like it. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounded like an 8-bit, like what Steve would use for the 8-bit audio clue on his game show. It sounded like do 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 do. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm pretty sure Hal Faultmeyer wouldn't mind making some more money by using this theme again.
Did the same guy do? Because it was the same guy who did the theme for 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, but it was a remix, so it was. I don't know if he did it or they got someone else to try to copy it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is like an NES fucking redo right there.
Yeah.
Did our jerk off producer make that one, or did he just find that one?
It was already in here. Somebody put it in already.
Oh, okay.
But no, yeah, I mean, this doesn't even resemble anything from part 1 and 2, really.
Yeah, no.
And I'm not against something new, but the jokes seemed all forced to me.
And also, like, I thought I heard, maybe the producer can clarify this for me, but I thought I heard a story about, because the third one's directed by John Landis, right?
Yes.
And wasn't there like some sort of accident that happened on a John Landis movie where he like, did someone get hurt or killed on the set of a John Landis movie? And so was there like some sort of heat between Eddie Murphy and John Landis? I thought I heard about that. And then I thought like that was part of the reason why Eddie Murphy wasn't the most comfortable on set.
Are you talking about Twilight Zone, the movie with the helicopter accident?
Maybe it was at a John Landis directed segment.
I have to look at it. I think it was.
I think it was, yeah.
I thought I heard that was part of the issue with the third one, is that Eddie Murphy and John Landis had a little bit of heat, but maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know.
Well, because didn't Landis do Trading Places?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they had history before this. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they had heat for Trading Places.
No, I doubt it. But, Landis was kind of notorious for getting heat with some actors. Like Belushi was one that he apparently punched Belushi out in his trailer because Belushi wanted to do drugs,
Oh.
That was during Blues Brothers, if I remember right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. See ya.
Jerk off.
Oh, man.
No, but you're right there. There's a lot of missed opportunities in part 3, and I would have preferred. And I don't have a problem with Ellis Duval's character. I thought he did his job, but they also had a veteran actor in there as a bad guy, and I would have preferred him, John Saxon.
Yes. Yeah, that I totally forgot about that. He was kind of like the secondary bad guy. Yeah,
he has more acting experience. I would have rather had him bring his experience to the screen instead of being a background character.
Yeah, and have him be the main guy who killed Inspector Todd, and him being the main villain. Yes, that would have been great.
Yeah.
I'm
a big fan, and I'm not just a big fan because he was in Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, he's been in a lot of like Enter the Dragon. He was in Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. So I would have preferred him as the bad guy and Ellis Duval as his like sidekick. Yeah. Switch him around.
And a little trivia for you: he's buried by Bruce Lee too.
Yeah, because he was a student of Bruce Lee. That's why he actually knew martial arts.
John Saxon did?
Yep.
Oh wow.
John Saxon, I believe, was a black belt.
So yeah, he could have kicked the shit out of Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. The third one's a tragedy. I hate to say it. Like,
Yeah.
I struggle to find fun moments and good moments and funny moments. Like, it's just, I don't know.
But there's a moment in 3 that will kind of, I'll mention when we talk about 4, because something doesn't add up. But I'll get to that when we talk about 4.
Okay. You'll probably forget by the time we get to 4, but okay.
Okay, well, I'll actually say it then, right now then.
Okay, go ahead.
So in part 4, he has a daughter. And they have a scene where they talk about how old she is.
I knew exactly what you were going to say, because I think the same
32 years old. But yet at the end of 3, he's going out with that girl from the theme park.
I know it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up because the third one is 94. So yeah, and they should have said that they should have had her as like 28, 29 years old or something.
Exactly. Yes. So that's, well, I mean, I'll talk about
unless maybe he had a daughter in the third one and just didn't mention it. Like, but then again, like, that's kind of weird too. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe he already had a daughter and he was already estranged from the family. I don't fucking know. That's just too much. But yeah, they should have had her character in the fourth one. I know we'll get there eventually, but the fourth, she should have been categorized a little bit younger than 32.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe the girl at the end of 3 could have been the mother at that point then.
Maybe. I mean, I wonder if, like, when they made the fourth one, I wonder if they wasn't quite sure when it was actually going to get released. So maybe they just said, oh, have her be 32. Like, maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, third one, it sucks. I wiped my ass with it. No, hardly. I could completely, like, if I want to watch these movies, I would more, unless I'm trying to talk about it on a podcast or something. I usually skip the third one. I don't really like it enough to even revisit it. Yeah. I'll give it like a fucking. I'll probably give it a 2.5. And it's not terrible, but it's not good. I can't even give it a 3.
No, I'm gonna go with just a 2.
Okay.
So, like I said, it could have probably been a 3.5 with a couple of changes, but I don't think even that would save the movie.
Yeah.
Even the couple of changes that we mentioned, I don't even think that would have saved it. It's like Eddie Murphy seems stale in this one.
He just doesn't seem like he's having a good time. Like he doesn't want to be there. And it makes it, and the funny thing is in the fourth one, he comes off more young-spirited and more into it in the fourth one when he's in his 60s compared to the third one when he's in his 30s, I believe. And the third one, he seems like he just doesn't want to do it anymore. The character seems like he just doesn't want to do it anymore.
Mr. Producer, before we go on to 4, can we find out why Paul Reiser wasn't in this one too? Because Paul Reiser has a small role in part 1 and 2 and then comes back before. But also he didn't make an appearance as Eddie Murphy's Detroit sidekick.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeffrey, yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Those scenes with Jeffrey were funny in 1 and 2.
Yeah, both of them were. I'm glad we remembered to bring up Jeffrey because he's in the fourth one. But fuck it. Like, see, again, so many missed opportunities. They could have had Jeffrey in it. Like, Jeffrey could have been at the funeral with Axel and Inspector Todd's family. Like,
instead we get introduced to all the. Like, I have nothing wrong with the beginning, but we get introduced to all these people we don't know who they are. But I will say that dance sequence in the chop shop was hilarious. I will say
it was all right. Yeah. And if Jeffrey was there, maybe he wouldn't have said "fuck squat" or "fuck." What did he say?
It was not Rand.
Oh, SWAT.
Was,
SWAT.
SWAT.
Fuck SWAT. Fuck SWAT. Jeffrey. I don't think Jeffrey would have said "fuck SWAT." Maybe he could have helped him out. What is this?
Where you were and what brought you back for this one?
I was waiting by the phone. Nobody told me they were doing a third one. No, I didn't. I wasn't invited to the third one. I know it wasn't everybody's favorite, so maybe it was okay. This one,
Oh, okay. So nobody even like called him. Wow.
Oh wow.
Sorry, couldn't talk. I was busy.
Yeah, I got it.
I know, you're jerking.
Yeah, jerking the jerk. Fucking
Jerking the chirkin.
Yeah, jerking the gurgin or something. Anyway, the third one sucks. Let's move on from it. It sucks. I should have gave it a 0.
Poster for part 4, please, Mr. Whack It Off.
There you go. Now look at the no. I just noticed this one almost kind of has the same background as the second one. Put up the second one real quick. Look at that. It's almost similar. Like I'm talking about like in the background of the poster, like the sun and the trees and all that. Go back to the fourth. Go back to the fourth one. Yeah, like I mean, this one is not the second one. You know what I mean? It's not as iconic as the second poster, but Eddie Murphy doesn't look annoyed in this one. He looks a little bit older, but he's got that look on his face like I'm back, bitch, I'm back. You know, he's just now gaining his confidence. Just broke his cherry in that one. Super confident in that one. Done getting pussy in that one. He's done with it. And then this one, he's back. He's just fucking back. Doesn't even, I don't know. Like, yeah, that one, that poster's good.
Yeah. I would probably put that as the second best poster.
Yeah,
ahead of one.
Yeah, maybe. Because in the first one, he kind of looks more like a criminal in the first one in a weird kind of way. He looks like a criminal that just went to be a cop, which I guess, that was kind of the point of the story of the first one is, so it kind of made sense. So,
but that pose does look like a Sylvester Stallone pose.
You think they were parodying that, like intentionally?
Probably.
Interesting.
Like Stop or My Mom Will Shoot has kind of a similar thing, I think.
Yeah. So anyway, fourth one. You want to talk about it first, or?
No, you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I was really nervous for this fourth one.
Same.
I can't remember. I watched that one movie that he did with that weirdo, creepy rapist guy. What was his name? Jonah Hill. He did a movie with him. I think it was called You People. And I seen him on some interviews, and in the interviews, people were asking him like, "What's going on with Beverly Hills Cop 4?" Like, and he seemed like he'd get nervous whenever he'd get asked about the question. Because again, I think that they finished the production on Beverly Hills Cop like way before they released it on Netflix. I don't know, producer, maybe you could look that up when production wrapped on Axel F. But because I think they wrapped it in 2022, in all honesty, or maybe early.
Maybe that's why he looked nervous, because he kind of didn't want to like show his hand.
He didn't want to what?
The term "show his hand." He didn't want to like kind of like spoil it for that it's already done. So maybe that's why he got nervous.
Maybe. I don't know. And maybe I was just looking too much into it, but he definitely looked like he was coming off nervous. Like, I don't know. So I was kind of nervous that the fourth one might be another cash grab, or like what would it be? I knew all the people were coming back, Taggart and Rosewood was going to be there and all that. But like, what was it going to be about? And like, is it going to have good humor in it? Or was it going to feel like a Beverly Hills Cop movie? So I was super fucking nervous. And I also really wasn't all that happy that it's a Netflix exclusive original, because again, like I said an hour ago, like that's all it'll ever be on is Netflix. You won't be able to have a complete Blu-ray or DVD set of all 4 of these movies.
Yeah, I don't have an exact date, but it looks like late 2023.
Okay.
And then through production, that's when the release came in 24.
Okay, so I was a little off on that. For some reason, I thought they finished production in early 2023 or late 2022. But yeah, maybe it's just because
maybe they were in pre-production at that point. But
oh yeah, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so I was nervous about it, but I'll tell you this: the one thing I was not too concerned about was because we live in an age right now where everything has to be gay. You have to have gay characters in movies and TV shows. You have to have all kinds of fag shit, all kind. You have to have a tranny character, a non-binary character, and all kinds of rainbow bullshit. But the thing is, in the very first Beverly Hills Cop, there was a gay character. There was gay jokes in it. So I wasn't worried about that because okay, if they didn't do that for the fourth one, that would actually make it kind of weird if they didn't. So this is one of those rare franchises where if you actually like the franchise, you can't really complain about DEI in it because that's kind of what the franchise is built on in a good way. So, and it did, it had Surge in it and it had some other gay jokes in it, which was okay. It wasn't anything that pushed the envelope too much and made, straight people like me uncomfortable or anything like that. But yeah, man, I was blown away by how much I love this movie. I've probably watched it almost a half dozen times by now, and I just rewatched it one more time last night before to brush up because it's not quite in my memory as much as 1 through 3 is.
Yeah,
but
same.
Yeah, but man, I have a couple of small complaints about this movie, and I'll get into it in a second. But this movie balances perfectly nostalgia within the first 15 20 minutes.
It's like 15 20 minutes. There's so many callbacks.
Yeah, there's really
Even
good
with the soundtrack.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like they picked really good nostalgic songs to play in the beginning. The Heat Is On, that song, whatever it's called, that's that you think of that song when you think of an opening to a Beverly Hills Cop movie, and then they played even the one from the second one, the opening, and so they did a great job with the music. Even later on in the movie, the song that they had made originally for the movie, and later on, I can't remember what that rapper's name is, but even that song wasn't bad for this new age movie. But they had ton of chase scenes in this movie, a ton of action, and the humor, for the most part, the humor is on point. I can only think really just a couple of times. There's a couple of misses here and there where the Axel was making a joke that really wasn't hitting with me, but just a couple of them. But I like the story, the plot of this one way better than the second one. The fact
you noticed that the police when he got arrested this time, the one of the girl cops was his daughter.
Yeah, I know.
And when they let him out of the car at the station, it's the same shooting point from the first movie.
Yeah,
it's the same.
I knew that.
Angle, same. He leaves the same side. He walks down the same walkway. I thought that was kind of a hidden callback because honestly, if you're not someone that's watched one a lot, you probably wouldn't have caught that.
Yeah. I kind of wonder why they didn't. I mean, his daughter was in the movie. His real life daughter was in the movie. What, was she just not a good actor or actress? And I'm not going to do the woke terms. Was she just not a good actress and they just didn't want to give her the main role of his character's daughter? Or I wonder what that was.
I don't know.
She had to have been just not a good enough actress for the role. I would assume. I mean, but nothing against the actress that did play Axel Foley's daughter. She did great.
She did great, yeah.
And the actor who played Abbott, Detective Abbott, he was great too. I wasn't sold on him right in the beginning, but that's because he was supposed to be the asshole in the beginning when Axel first got arrested. But
he was supposed. He's like Taggart in a way.
Yeah,
Taggart hated Axel right away, and that's his name with him.
Yeah. But. So I don't know. I struggle to think of many things about the fourth one that I dislike. There is one thing that stands out to me every time I watch it as a negative, and that is it must have been a deleted scene. When the daughter told Axel to go back to Detroit and he ended up coming back to her office as like a lawyer or something.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, let me talk to the inmate." Where was
Yeah.
that scene? They didn't show no fucking scene of him talking to that guy, and it makes me wonder, like, why? Like, that was such a glaring deleted scene. Like, what was that? Was it not good enough to be in the movie? Did they not want it to go over 2 hours? Maybe, like, because this movie, I believe, I believe this movie is an hour and 57 minutes or something like that. So it's pretty close to 2. It's the longest one in the franchise, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, and even with that being said, the movie doesn't feel like it drags. There's really good music tones in it. I like that they have like a synthesized version of the Axel F theme. You don't just get the same version of it throughout the entire movie like you do in 1 and 2. I like that. And Axel is Axel Foley again. Eddie Murphy is Axel Foley all over again, even in his 60s.
He's full of life in this one. Like,
yes,
you can see he's having a great time. Like we talked about in 3, it's almost like he was forced to finish this movie and then go on. But in this one, he's having a great time again.
Yep.
And it reflects on his acting.
Yeah, and man, the plot, like I said, the plot in this one is just so much better. Like, yeah, really nobody got killed. Billy got kidnapped and they almost killed his daughter, but it was still good enough for him to come to Beverly Hills Cop. It felt good enough.
And they tried to do to Taggart what they did to Flint in 3. They tried to make it look like Taggart was on the take at some points.
No, see, I disagree. That was just a quick. No, see, I disagree with that. That was just a quick, like, Axel was pissed in the moment and he just said, "Hey man, are you in on this shit?" Like, no, I didn't think for 1 second that Taggart was in on it. Like I did.
Yeah, I thought the way Taggart was, like, maybe it was because he's old now, because he seemed like more of a dick. Like, even how he even admitted he treated Billy like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like when they asked him to come back as chief, did he become like this kind of like asshole-ish character? Because even Billy was pissed at him. Like, and Billy doesn't get mad at anybody really.
Right.
So
no, I thought that the character arcs were fine. It felt like it fit for it being 30 years later from the third one.
Yeah.
Like people are going to change a little bit, and it still worked, I think. And
well, at least we got a good bad guy in this one.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon did a fantastic job as the villain in this one for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only one thing you can say about these Beverly Hills Cop movies is there's never a whodunit feel. Like you know right off the bat who's the bad guy. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but for this fourth one, they could have tried to take that opportunity to do a little tiny bit of a who's doing it type of thing. And they still chose not to. You kind of just knew right off the bat, oh, Kevin Bacon. As soon as they panned the camera down to Kevin Bacon, like, yep, that's the fucking villain right there.
Yep.
It's fine. Like it's not a big deal, not a problem or anything like that. But just a couple of jokes, couple of jokey, funny moments with Axel. What didn't hit, all the jokes didn't hit with me, but it wasn't annoying either. Like the part where he was him and Jane was in the car and he was asking her how easy it was to change her last name, and he was kind of making fun of the last name Saunders, and I didn't laugh at that. I just kind of thought that was a typical old man joke, like at that. So like some of those jokes didn't really feel like Axel. Yeah.
But
it didn't land as much. But yeah, the plot is much better, I think, in this one than the second one. And the action, of course, is way better. And how about the random fucking Happy Gilmore reference in the fourth one? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I can't remember the joke. I remember the joke when I saw it, but it's been a couple of weeks. Refresh me.
Yes, the golf course.
Was it Shooter McGavin?
I thought producer was going to answer that, but
oh yeah, I'll answer. Yeah, Shooter McGavin. That's when they crashed the helicopter at the golf course.
Yeah,
so, Shooter McGavin. Yeah.
What a random fucking like cameo and reference they decided to put in there. Like it was random, but it didn't feel too out of place. It was still fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much about this movie that was funny, fun, action packed, just enough nostalgia, but
The
still,
helicopter scene was hilarious.
yeah. And
Mayhem.
even the truck driving scene at the end, where Abbott is saying there's no seatbelt in the middle, and he's scared, and he had the perfect look on his face throughout that moment, like
Yeah.
he looked scared shitless, and Rosewood says, "Is he taking you to strip club yet?" And I was like, "He's had intercourse with my child," and oh man, like there is some really funny dialogue moments in this movie that I almost like better than any of the three movies, to be completely honest. There's some
There's some
just
great chemistry again. There's that word chemistry again.
just
Some
like the Colonel
fantastic
is. Yeah, just like the Colonel is saying, Part 4 was a well put together movie with a great story and just the right touch of nostalgia. Yeah, thanks for repeating everything I just said. You're also welcome for me reading that out loud. It wouldn't have been on screen for like another 20 minutes. But yeah, I can't it's god damn, it's a 2-hour movie almost, but it just does. Oh, hey, there's your comment. So congratulations. It was only up for a second. So
Sorry.
Oh, okay, that's all right. All right, he's about to bust. So
actually, I've got Grandpa the Nerd commenting to me right here, so I might be popping something from him.
Oh,
something from him soon.
Tell him I want to know why the fuck you left my show. Let's get some heat going on this fucking.
Basically, it was the court order. I mean, because I know you're supposed to be 500 yards from him or further.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, got it. Well, okay, well, question answered. The fourth one is a damn near. It feels like lightning in a bottle again, just like the first one. Yeah. It's not the first one, so you can't. I can't in any way say that it's a 5. No. I'm gonna. To me, it's just like a small. God, and I've been thinking about this all day yesterday and all day today, like, because I kind of rank it right next to the second one. Like, my small little gripes that I have with the second one is what I think they fixed for the fourth one, but then my small little gripes with the fourth one, I think they had right with the second one.
The second one,
yeah. So like, my God, I can't. I don't know. Like, I know you can't really rank it the same exact thing. I'll fucking say fuck. I'm gonna have to rank. I'm gonna have to rank the. I'm gonna say the fourth one is also just a 4.5 as well, because it's to me it's neck and neck with the second one. Well, like I said, both of them have their strong points, and both of them have small, tiny little flaws.
Well, I think I don't know how you approach this movie, but I went in with low expectations because, I'm hoping they fix things, but also is this a cash cow, like we were saying. So when I got through it, I was like, wow, like I felt like I just watched Axel Foley for the first time again. And it was like, do I rank this a 5? But then I did find that flaw about the age gap. And yes, I agree with you about some of the jokes not hitting. So I can't give this even a 4.5. I would say a 4 though. But it's a much improved on the 2 from 3. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I just want to say, from my opinion, and I'm sure Cody would agree with me, if you just eliminate the third movie, then I think you've got a pretty good trilogy.
I mean, yes, like, but there are some things about the fourth one that you need kind of the events of the third one, like, like how did Jeffrey become, the chief, and the nice little sentimental callbacks to the Inspector Todd. Like, I don't know, like I wouldn't say that I want the third one to not exist. Like, it, and any franchise, there's going to be some weak entries, but we're lucky enough. We're talking about this franchise. We're lucky enough to so far only have one weak entry in the franchise. That's just the third one. I don't have a problem with that, really, because if anything, that kind of makes the fourth one more enjoyable. Like the third one sucked, And so the fourth one, like you said, like people kind of went in with maybe average expectations or possibly even low expectations, and I think it's a great movie, and I don't know if we'd be saying that if there was no third movie.
Refresh my memory, but they did take a pot shot at 3 when he got arrested and Abbott was running through his history in Beverly Hills. And it's like another time in '94, he goes, that wasn't your best moment or something like that.
He said, "Not your finest hour."
Yeah, not your finest hour. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they did take a little dig at the third movie, which I also found really funny as well. But yeah. So, and the funny thing is when he was going through that file and looking at those pictures, those were just stills from the actual movies. It didn't look like anything else other than fucking pictures because the first picture was him getting arrested by the cops at the art gallery.
Yeah, who would have took the picture of that?
Yeah, who the fuck took those pictures? It was just stills from the actual movies, which again is fine. So I don't know, but yeah, that was pretty funny. 1 to 94, not your finest hour. Yeah, of course it wasn't the finest hour. It's the weakest entry. But yeah, I don't know what to say about. The finale was fantastic in the fourth one.
Yeah.
What's this? The only major. Wait, you missed a fucking comment. He says oh no, I'm wrong. I had a handicap moment. Okay. The only major problem I have with part 4 is that it's a Netflix exclusive movie. Once again, Colonel, thanks for reiterating what I said 20 minutes ago. Great. Anyway, no, I'm just fucking with you, Colonel. I appreciate your input.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, even if you're a white supremacist, which you haven't denied yet, Colonel. But yeah, I appreciate you regardless. But yeah, it sucks, but it's also probably why it had a good budget, though. Like because this movie does look cleaner and has better cinematography and better action and better all that shit, probably than all 3 of them. All 3 of the ones that came before it, if you really think about it, as far as the action goes. And yeah, that final scene where he goes to save his daughter and Kevin, like I liked it. And here's the thing, and this will kind of make us hypocrites a bit. I honestly didn't mind Detective Abbott getting the final shot on Kevin Bacon's character, shooting him in the head.
No, I didn't either.
Because I mean, like the way they did that final moment where Axel jumped in front of his daughter and saved her, I thought he got killed.
Yeah.
I thought that was it.
Yeah, because they didn't say anything until they showed him in the hospital. And I'm like, did we just witness the death of Axel Foley?
Yeah. So I
think that was well played.
Yeah, that was a well shot ending. So man, and then like that's my point. Like I keep thinking about it, and it's like, man, I can't put it lower than the second one. I can't put it lower, but I can't put it higher. It's like neck and neck with the second one to me. It really is. It's that fucking good it's the exact same par with the second one, just for different reasons.
But I actually like the very, very ending. The last shot was when they're on a stakeout again, and Axel jumps in the back seat. He's like, "You two are the worst in the stakeouts I've ever seen," or something on the lines of that. But it was that shot because that's the same shot when Axel jumped into the car after the banana and the tailpipe scene.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a glorious way of ending it.
Yeah, of course it was. What was I gonna say? I do like the old man jokes that he's throwing at Taggart now. Like that is funny.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know if either one of you even seen this, but Eddie Murphy had already said in an interview that they're already doing a script for part 5.
Yep, they said off the strength of 4 is going to determine on if they're going to go through a 5, but they already have a script for it.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like. Should they do a part 5? Like, I don't know. Like, again, what if they do a part 5 and what if it sucks like part 3? And then right back again, you got the franchise ending on a bad note. So I don't know. Like if they
I like the ending that they came up with. Axel saves his daughter and then has that one more reminiscent moment with his two buddies. I thought that was a great way of ending it.
That was a perfect fucking ending. Nobody who would watch part 4 of that would not have wanted that ending scene. Like everyone wanted that, all three of them together. And I guess that's the one thing that you could say as a negative about this fourth one is there wasn't enough of all three of them together.
Yeah.
But at least we got that last one. So yeah, if they do a part 5, let it somehow be where they're a little bit more together. And I wouldn't even mind if part 5 was a little less action, a little bit more detective work. Get Taggart in there and have him play like an old senile gimmick in order to get them breaking into like a party or something. You know what I mean? There's other ideas they could come up with that could put both Taggart and Rosewood in more funnier scenarios for one last hurrah, and so I don't know.
Me, I want the Golden Child Part 2. I still want a Golden Child too.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even sure if I've seen the Golden Child.
It's a much different Eddie Murphy comedy, but I think it's still hilarious.
I said, I want the night.
Yeah, it has that guy who played in Big Trouble in Little China, the one that played Eggshen's in that.
Okay. Fuck, I don't know. I just recently, not recently, maybe just 3-4 months ago, I just for the first time watched Vampire in Brooklyn, and I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. So
I haven't seen it in a while, but yeah, what I remember was really good.
Yeah.
Did you watch Coming to America Part 2?
Nope, because that's on Amazon. I don't have it. I don't have Amazon. So no, I seen the original. And the original's just okay to me. I really didn't. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't really like it all that much.
Probably won't like the second one then, because it's more about the same. Except, they do have a couple different plot twists, but the same jokes, pretty much the same cast. They do have a couple additional people, but it doesn't pop for me. I was an okay fan of Coming to America. Like, some parts really hit funny, and then other parts are like, okay, let's move on. But I think
shame on Eddie Murphy for the sequel of that one. Shame on him. That was horrible.
Oh, Coming to America 2?
Yes, that one was horrible. Yes.
Yeah.
If and I said this on my other show, the much more superior show to this crap, but my favorite standalone Eddie Murphy movie is not even a Beverly Hills Cop movie. It's actually Life with Martin Lawrence, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Life. That's such a fantastic movie on its own, like as a standalone film.
Was that the one when they were in like a prison camp or something like
that?
Yeah,
and it went throughout their entire life, and it was just great. It was. I think that movie still holds up to this day. And but yeah, as a franchise, as a multiple movie franchise, Beverly Hills Cop is fantastic. Even if the third one sucks. Yeah, like I said, fourth one is a 4.5 for me. I don't care that it's unfair to the ranking. Most people have to. Oh, I can't rate it the same thing as the last. I rated something. I don't give a fuck. Blow me if you don't like it.
Blow me.
Yeah, blow me. You don't blow the producer. He already busted a nut.
He busted a move.
The Colonel says, "Can we get Harlem Nights Part 2?" I don't know if we need a Harlem Nights Part 2. I don't know if they could do it in today's world.
No, and plus half the guys are dead now on that one. Red Fox is gone.
Yeah.
Richie Pryor's gone.
What was the oh God, what was because the big criminal in Harlem Nights? He was that big fat white dude. And what was he wasn't calling them niggers, but he was using a slur from the jigaboos. Like he was calling them jigs. Yeah. And so Harlem Nights, you can't. I don't know if you could do another Harlem Nights in today's world. It would be canceled, and you wouldn't be able to have the white villain saying horrendous, terrible things about our black protagonists, and you just wouldn't be able to have it. So I don't know if we could ever.
That movie's a hit and miss with me, anyways. I love the comedy in it, but I don't know. This certain it's definitely an Eddie Murphy pilot. Like it wasn't meant to be Richard Pryor's or Red Fox's, but I think in some scenes it really falls flat. But the comedy scenes between Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox, and Della Reese too. Della Reese is hilarious in that movie.
Yeah, and also Arsenio Hall is in that movie, right? He's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he isn't he the one in the car scene where he's flipping out? It's like, get that motherfucker! Like, that
motherfucker. Yeah.
And he was also in Vampire in Brooklyn, right? And wasn't he the servant?
He was a servant, and then he was also in Coming to America. So
Arsenio Hall, I've always liked Arsenio Hall because he did Winston in the Real Ghostbusters.
He was not the servant in the vampire movie.
No? Well, get back in here, jerk off. What was he?
Okay, hang on. I'm going to bring it up, but no, it was not Arsenio in that one.
Okay, was Arsenio not in Vampire in Brooklyn at all?
I'm looking, but I don't think he was.
Coming to America, though.
If you're wrong,
yeah.
If you're wrong about this, Mr. Voice of God or whatever the fuck you're calling yourself, you gotta apologize to me again.
No, I will apologize.
Okay.
So basically, it was.
He was a servant.
It was Kadeem Hardison, who played Julius Jones.
Okay.
And would you like to see the screen so you can see his face?
No, I believe you.
Okay.
I will apologize to you now. So yeah, I thought that was Arsenio Hall.
No, say it again.
I apologize. I apologize.
Keep saying it.
Now drop your trunk.
Oh, I apologize. Oh God.
Yeah, drop your trunk, so producer Cody has to put his banana in your tailpipe.
You think that's how he talks to bitches when he's actually getting pussy? Like, say it again. Just say it again. Say it again. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the franchise. You know, it's I know we veered off a little bit. You know, how can we not when we're talking about Eddie Murphy classics?
Yeah,
but,
Eddie Murphy.
If they make a fifth movie, it better be fun, and it better be hopefully close to on par with the fourth one, and give us more Taggart and Rosewood scenes in the fifth one.
You think they kill Axel on part 5?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I heard a pervert right there. What'd you say?
Do you think that they kill Axel if they make part 5?
No, they're not ever going to kill Axel. Just like Showtime doesn't ever want to truly kill Dexter. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to kill Axel. I could in the fifth one. Here's what I could see for a possible fifth movie plot. What if they kill Jeffrey in the fifth one?
Or Billy?
I don't see them killing Taggart or Rosewood in the fifth one. I just don't see that because I think they'll
Taggart still wants more money to do part 5.
yeah. Well, I mean, as much.
Sorry, I think part 5, his daughter dies.
See, the reason I don't agree with that is because I think they got something great with the trio of Abbott, Jane, and Axel.
Whoa. Wait a minute. What if they bring back Jenny Summers and they kill her?
Is that actress even doing anything? Like what?
I think she's still acting.
I can't see why they would bring her character back, to be completely honest. It would make more sense if they maybe killed Jeffrey off, so they did something where, kind of like how the direction they could have went in the third movie where Inspector Todd got killed. Like maybe they killed Jeffrey, and that's a very personal thing for Axel, and maybe there's your plot for part 5. And again, it's a great tragedy for a great reason for him to go to Beverly Hills, but it's not killing off the main characters like Taggart and Rosewood. I think the fan base would flip the fuck out if they killed off, one of those characters. I don't think they'd do that.
Lisa Eilbacher, Jenny Summers, her last listed acting credit was in 1995 under 919 Fifth Avenue was the name of it.
Oh, such a great movie.
Yes, memorable.
Delightful.
Well, we see that her career really shot up after Beverly Hills Cop.
You would think so by being in an Eddie Murphy movie, though.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess she ain't coming back for no fifth entry.
So Cody's homework is he has to watch Golden Child now.
Okay. Well, I mean, do we have any closing thoughts? We're closing in on the end of the show here, and I think I pretty much said everything I wanted to. What do you got to say?
No, I think I got everything out. I popped my nut.
No one says that. I popped my nut. You didn't pop your cherry either. You're divorced, unless you're gonna get any sex throughout your marriage. No, you busted your nut. You could say that. You busted your nut. Try again.
I jerked my chicken.
Oh, okay. All right. We're not gonna get anywhere with this. But I'm over here actually sweating my ass off, and that's only because my door is closed and my furnace is running because it's actually cold over here. So
you should have brought a Dew with you.
Well, I'm gonna go drink it. I got plenty of Mountain Dew. Rob seen it the other day. I got like 4 fucking packages of Mountain Dew out in my living room.
Okay, so I will end it by saying this has been a very informative, delightful show. It was good to be side by side with my buddy, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be doing this again someday.
Maybe. But I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the show. And the producer is a pervert. And that's, we had a white supremacist in our chat room, which is always nice, I guess. And fun times.
Say it again. Say it again.
Our producer is a pervert. And I don't know what turns him on more, that he's a pervert that can jerk off throughout a podcast, or that we had a white supremacist in our chat room. So I don't know what turns him on more, but maybe he'll tell us after we go off the air. But on a serious note, thank you for having me. Who knows, maybe every so often I'll pop in and do a guest appearance for a future episode. And that was a great time. Great show. Thanks for having me. I have nothing to plug because I have nothing coming up.
Yeah, in the words of Normal Cody, today we just got crippled. So much love, everybody. Take care.